Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you don't know me, my name is Manny MUA, and I am a YouTuber. I'm a beauty YouTuber, as you can see the glam on the face. Because I feel like when videos like this come out, a lot of people like come to people's channels just to watch their video, having no idea who they are. So if you're one of those people that are thinking, what the fuck is with this dude with makeup on? That's kind of what my channel is. I'm a beauty channel. So that's why I look like glam as fuck, you know? But if you're not new, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. As you can see from the title of today's video is going to be my coming out story, or my adventure of coming out in the world of the gayness. I have been postponing this video for so long. Because I don't know, there's something about this kind of video that really scares me. I'm really not the most sensitive person online. I'm really not. I'm more of a like fuck you if you don't like me kind of thing. But when it comes to like my family and my past and my upbringing and things like that, I get much more sensitive because it has nothing to do with me. It's more on them, and I don't want people to judge my family. You know what I mean? So that's kind of why I postponed doing this video. But I know that so many people have asked me, so many people have been wondering what has been my story and what has been my journey coming out of the closet. If you guys don't know, I am gay. I know, it doesn't look like it, I know. So yeah, this is gonna be the journey of me coming out, or me as a child, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Coming out story, blah blah blah. It's funny because I actually cuss more when I'm nervous. Have you guys noticed that? You probably never have. I just noticed that right now. I'm like, you know what? I totally do when I'm more nervous, but honestly, there's no reason to be nervous. I am who I am today because of my past. So whatever, let's just get right into this video. As always, if you guys don't like this video, if you guys don't like me, please don't fucking watch it. You know the drill with that. But if you guys do like this video and it has helped you in any way, shape, or form, please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. And if you're new, what's up? I'm Manny MUA and welcome to my channel, like I said earlier. But yeah, let's go and get into this coming out video. Okay, great. So where do you even start off doing my coming out journey video? So let me just start off by saying this. I grew up Mormon. I grew up LDS. For those of you who don't know what that is a sect in the Christian church lines. It's very similar to the concept of Christianity. So that's just a backstory. I grew up Mormon. My whole entire family is Mormon. My entire mom's side of the family is Mormon. My dad's side, not so much. But I grew up in church, went to church every single Sunday. I went to every name in the book to do with church. I did family home evening. I went to seminary before high school. I did everything. I was a just good boy. I was a good Mormon boy, and I just grew up that way my entire life. So I am the firstborn of my family. It's my mom and my dad, and it's me and my two little brothers. I am the oldest. And yeah, I was born first. I'm 4 years older than Nick, and Nick is 4 years older than Aaron. So I was the firstborn child, and I was just, you know, I came out of the womb strong. I was like, what's up? I'm here in this world. So me growing up, I was basically the baby. I was the firstborn in my entire family. I am the oldest cousin. It was me only. So I was basically a people pleaser child. I always liked making people happy. That was all I cared about when I was younger. All I would do is make my mom and my dad happy. With anything, with sports, with school. I was a straight A student. I played sports in high school. I was a good kid. Looking back at it, the reason why I was so people pleaser crazy is because I always knew something about me was different. So back then, when I was like 5 or 6 years old, did I know what it was? I had no idea. I didn't know why I felt different. I didn't know why I didn't like to play with the boys at recess. I just liked to play with the girls, and that was just kind of what it was. I liked playing with girls more than boys, and I never really understood why that was and why it wasn't really seen as normal for me to play with the girls instead of the boys. This is just kind of a preface to me coming out, just letting you guys know. I know it's kind of long, it's just like long-winded, I apologize, but yes. So growing up, fast track to growing up, I'm in junior high now, and I start to really realize that I am definitely more on the different side compared to the other boys that are in school. I did not like to do the same things they did, but yet I was very much attracted to what they were doing. In a weird way, I was very much just like, okay, what's going on? Like, I'm like really attracted to these fucking kids. Like, what is going on? I was attracted to these kids, and I really started to realize as I got into junior high / the beginning of high school that I did like boys. And me growing up Mormon, very sheltered in my household, very much in the church, was so scared. I was terrified to death of the concept of me liking a boy. I knew I couldn't do it because my family, it was a no-no for my family, and it was a no-no for the church. So I was like, there's no way in hell I'm going to like boys. So basically every single night I would pray to please not like boys, because that was just what I was doing. And I know it sounds kind of like sad, but that's just what it was. I would literally just cry. I would literally be in bed crying to please just not like boys, because I was so scared of what could possibly happen. If you guys don't know this, the Mormon church is not really for the gays. And so I I was very, very terrified, and I just didn't want it to happen, and I just wanted it to be normal, or what I thought was normal back then. So basically I would literally try to pray the gay away, and I know it just sounds crazy, but that's what I did. I would try my hardest to pray the gay away. I would just try my hardest to not really feel those feelings. Basically, I would try to shelter myself as much as I could to not feel those things. And that's what it was for years. So, fast-tracked to MySpace days. I had a MySpace when I was younger. I was about like, what, maybe 16, had a MySpace. I mean, everyone had a MySpace when they were 16. That's just what it was, you know what I mean? And I really had it for mainly my friends, for having my top 8, you know what I'm saying? I just had it just to communicate with my friends, and that's just kind of what it was. I just had a MySpace for that reason, and that was it. But somehow I was gaining popularity on MySpace. I had a lot of friends on MySpace. So one day, this boy named, we're gonna call him T because I don't want to say any names in this video. His name is T. He messaged me one day, and we were just chatting and chit-chatting because I just thought he was cool. He seemed like a cool guy. This is when I was around 16, 17 years old. And we were just kind of chit-chatting, talking back and forth, and in my mind I was thinking, wow, this dude is a really attractive, handsome guy, but I wasn't really thinking much of it. And the more and more I talked to him, the more and more I was kind of attracted to him, or more, I just felt more pull, and I was like, what's going on? Why am I feeling so fucking attracted to this dude? I knew because it was me deep down wanting to explore this world that this kid is in, because this kid on his profile said that he was bisexual, and I was like, what the fuck is bisexual? Like, I was so sheltered, I had no idea what that was. But I looked it up, and I figured out that it was liking boys and liking girls. So this kid was talking to me, he was chatting with me, and I was very, 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 very inquisitive. So one day, I was chatting with him, and I was in my living room, and I was chatting on my laptop, and I was like asking him questions about boys, and I was like, hey, so like, what's it like to kiss a boy? I would just ask like really those kind of questions where it's like, weird seeing this straight kid, like as me, you know what I mean, like in the world of that I am as a straight kid growing up in the church, asking these questions like, hey, what's it like to kiss a boy? Was it weird for you? Like, how is it being bisexual? I was very curious about his life because deep down I wanted to know what it was like, because that's what I was yearning for. So basically after that, after we were done chatting, this is during the day, and this is when I was about 17 years old, we were done chatting, and I closed my laptop and I left the living room. So yeah, it's gonna get intense. So then I go get something. I don't know what I go to get, but I was gone for about 10 minutes from the living room with my laptop in the living room. So I come back, and my mom and my dad are there, and my mom's crying. They're sitting on the table with my laptop open, and my mom's crying. And my dad has a really, really intense, stern look on his face. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, my heart was fucking torn in half. I didn't know what was going on. I was so nervous. I didn't know what was going on. So I'm like, hey guys, like, what's up? Like, so confused. And my mom's just crying, and my dad's just sitting there, and blatantly, like, right out there, like, who's T? What? So apparently they had read all the messages from me and this boy, and they're like, what are you doing? Why are you talking to this kid like this? Why are you flirting with him? And I'm like, I'm not flirting. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're saying. I'm not flirting at all. And they're like, Manuel, you're flirting. You can tell on these messages you're asking him about kissing boys. What is up with that? What's going on? And I just fucking break down, and I'm sobbing. I'm fucking sobbing my eyes out. I'm freaking out. I'm 17 years old. This kid who grew up as being perfect. I was honestly a fucking perfect child. Like, really, I was. Straight A's, like, I was like a dream for a parent. I was well behaved. I never drank, I never smoked, I never did drugs, nothing. I was so good. So over here my heart's crumbling because I'm failing my parents because they're upset with me. And I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck do I do? What the fuck do I do? And I was freaking out, so I just break down, and they asked me like, do you like boys? And I was like, fuck. So I'm freaking out here, and I just break down and I said, yes, I do. I like boys, and I don't know why. And they're both crying, I'm crying. It's just a sobbing mess because, another backstory, my parents had me when they were 18 and 19 years old. So they are very young. I'm 25, mind you. So they are very, very, very young. They grew up, did not know one single gay person. Did not know one. They were so sheltered. They thought it was a choice. So, that's just another backtrack. So back to present. And they're like, do you want help? Like, what do we do about this? Like, I don't know what to do. Honest to God, they thought being gay was a choice. They had no idea that it wasn't something that I chose. It was something that I was born with, and I was born this way. Again, their whole entire life they were taught and raised thinking that being gay was a choice. So they asked me when I'm 17, they're like, do you want help? Like what's going on? Like do you want to get help with this? Do you want to change? Do you want to become straight, basically? So I say yes, and I'm like, please, I would love to. I want to be normal. So then I start going to counseling. And this is not like the normal average counseling. This is the anti-gay counseling. When I'm 17 years old, I would go every single Monday after school. None of my friends knew at all. No one in my family knew. No one knew at all because I was going to counseling to try to reverse the effects of being gay. Basically, honestly, it sounds crazy, but that's what I was doing when I was 17. And after about 6 months of going to counseling, it wasn't working. I knew the entire time that it wasn't working. It was just such a I just knew it wasn't working. Like, obviously it wasn't working, and I started to get depressed and more depressed. And about 6 months in, I was in like a real depression. Like, I was actually depressed. So my mom and my dad sit me down and they're like, what is wrong with you? Like, what is going on in your head? Why are you acting like your normal self, like your normal happy self? Because I was a happy kid, you know? So they're asking me, what is wrong? What is wrong? Again, I break down and I tell them, the counseling isn't working. I'm not changing. Nothing this person is telling me is working at all. I'm not gonna not be gay. I still like boys. I told them, I was like, I still like boys. I can't help it. So my parents, being the loving parents that they are, so they tell me, okay, cool, so let's take a pause on this counseling and let's just see how things go. We want you to be happy, basically what they told me. We just want you to be happy. We want you to know that we love you, and we're trying to do the best we can with the knowledge that we have, so that's why we insisted on counseling. So I 100% understood where they were coming from, being that they were so young, I was their first child, growing up in the church. It's just a lot for them to handle. So I'm like, okay, cool, so what do I do? What step now? Where do we go from this? So I basically, after the 6 months, I stopped going to counseling completely. The counseling had never fucking worked. Time started to pass more and more and more. Every month, it just got easier and easier and easier. So I'm now fast track to, I stopped going to counseling. I'm about 18 years old, about to get into college, and I was angry. I was upset. I was upset with how things were going, you know? Things weren't changing. I was resentful, and at this point, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gay. I'm here. I'm fucking queer, and I'm gonna act on it. So I decided to be a fucking little slut. No, I'm just kidding. I start to get much more liberal and a much more like, you know what? It didn't work. The counseling did not work on me. So do you know what the fuck I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I wanna do. So I was starting to get much more rebellious. That's kind of what that's the word I was going for. I was starting to get more rebellious because I was just seeing it as like, you know what? Fuck it, dude. I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want. You know what I mean? So I got my tongue pierced and then I started to experiment more and see who I really was. I might not be making everyone around me happy, but I'm gonna be making myself happy because my whole life I was just making other people happy and I was over it. So the summer going into college, I kissed a boy for the first time and it was crazy. It was the craziest experience. So what happened was, there was this kid that, his name starts with a C. I don't want to say any names, but his name starts with C, and he was really close friends with one of my best friends in high school, and he would come by and watch my volleyball games with her. He was just a cool guy who I knew was gay. I thought he was just really cool because he was out in high school. I was in 12th grade and he was in 10th grade, so he was a lot younger than me, but I still looked up to him a lot when I was in high school because he was out and he just didn't give a fuck about what other people thought, so I really liked that. So I had heard through the grapevine that he had thought I was cute one day, and I just started to chat with him. So we were just texting more and more frequently, and I started to really acquire feelings. This is the first time I've ever got feelings for anyone in my entire life, like actual real feelings, not only connected on a mental and emotional level, but on a like physical level. I was actually attracted to this person and I was wanting to do things with them. Not like things, not like sexual things, but sexual things, let's be honest. So one day my friend was driving me and him home, and we were all just kind of hanging out, and I was in the front seat and he was in the back seat, and we were just driving, and she stopped to get gas, and he was like, come back here to ride with me, I don't want to be back here alone. And I was like, okay, you're so weird, but I'll do it. He puts his hand on my leg, and my heart was I was pounding like I was going to fucking die. I didn't know what to do. I was freaking out. It was my first experience with a boy. Didn't know what was going on. So he put his hand on my leg, and I like kind of looked over at him, and he like looked over at me, and he kissed me, and we kind of made up for like a couple seconds, maybe like 10 seconds. I was so like it was like as if like a weight off my chest had came off. Like it was like earth-shattering experience. Basically, it sounds fucking crazy and it sounds dramatic as fuck, but it really was. It was so like eye-opening, and I was like, oh my god, this feels right, and this feels like what's meant to be. We drive back to her house and he leaves, and I'm left back with her, and I'm like freaking out to her. I'm like, oh my god, we kissed in the back car, we kissed in the back of the seat. Oh my god, I'm freaking out. Like I'm bi. I came out as bi first. I didn't come out as gay to my friends. I said I was bi, and she was like, oh my god, that's crazy, like congratulations. She was just really happy for me. So then I asked her, and I'm like, hey, can we make out, because I've never made out with someone before. So I asked her if we could make out. So I made out with her right after, because I was like, I need to know if I was good at it or not. So she was like, you did great. That was my first ever gay boy experience, and it felt so right, and I just felt like this was what I wanted. This has been what I was wanting for my whole entire life. Sadly, me and him never worked out. We became great friends. I'm still friends with him to this day. He was looking for something more at the time, and I was so newbie, and I just couldn't really give my all because I was so scared and I didn't know what I was going through at the time. Because he was like, would you ever experiment and do more than just kiss? And I was like, I don't fucking know. I'm confused. So it didn't work out at the time, but it's funny because I actually ended up like liking him for years after. Like, it's just funny because he was like the first guy I ever liked, first boy I ever kissed. In the future, if he's single and we meet in a different setting, like I would totally date him in like a fucking second because he's such a cool guy. That's kind of how it was. So when I get to 19 years old, I started getting a little bit more rebellious. I stopped going to church, and I'm not saying that I don't believe in the church at all. I have my own beliefs, and that's just what it is. I just stopped going physically because I just didn't want to be there. I felt like I was being judged all the time. It's kind of hard for me to conceal being gay. I'm not saying I'm super flamboyant all the time, especially when I'm not wearing makeup. I'm much more on the chill side, but people just knew. It's like I have the gay voice. People just knew I was gay. So I stopped going to church. My family still goes all the time. And fast forward, I started working at a restaurant in Hillcrest, which is in the gay area of San Diego, and I started to really branch out and come into my own in the gay world as I was getting into college as well, because as soon as I hit college, man, I was just so over people telling me what to do and just making other people happy. I was so just trying to make myself happy once I hit college. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do me. And honestly, like, I had the support from my parents. So that's all that really mattered to me, you know? They loved me and they supported me and they just wanted me to be happy. And they knew I was happy because I had found myself. And so, honestly, I'm so lucky to have them in my life. And I know it was a struggle in the beginning, a lot of tears, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of confusion, but we got through it. I got very lucky with the parents I have. They didn't kick me out. They were confused just like I was, and they kind of grew up with me. Honestly, that's kind of how it was. I had a really tough time when I was not growing up because I had an amazing life. I have an amazing life, an amazing family, but I had a tough time internally growing up. That's kind of what I mean. I had so much inner turmoil and so much confusion, and I just hated so many different aspects of myself, which in turn made me sometimes lash out. And looking back, I know it's because I just wanted to be normal. This video is going out to all those who feel like they're different. Any aspect of your life that's different or seen as different in society's norms, you will get through it. I promise you. Like, I know people say that it gets better all the time, but truly time does heal all wounds. And I hope you guys can take that from this video, that I had a really hard time in the beginning, and I definitely had my struggles, hardcore, but me and my family got through it, and I just want you guys to know that you guys will get through it as well, whatever kind of struggles you guys are going through. I hope you guys enjoy this video. It's probably gonna be a fucking long one. If you guys have any other questions about this video, about anything else, please let me know in the comments bar below, because I am still kind of just like running around here. Like, I don't have anything written down. I didn't write anything down. This is just kind of going off of my memory. So if you guys have any questions that I didn't hit in the video talking, I will definitely be lurking the comments down below just to comment back, because I do want to definitely be there for you guys. If you guys want to know how my parents reacted to me wearing makeup, that can be a different video, or my family reacting to that, whatever it is, let me know in the comments bar below, and I'll definitely get that out to you guys too. But that's definitely another story. That's definitely another video. If you guys like these kind of storytime videos or knowing more about my life in the past or things that have happened to me, let me know, because I will definitely love to create more of these videos for you guys. But yeah, thank you so much for being here with me, and for just loving me and loving who I am as a person, because for so long I didn't love who I was as a person, and I do now. And it's just so crazy, because I never thought I would get to this point ever in my whole life, especially growing up, because I didn't accept myself for years and years and years. And now accepting myself and who I am, and having millions of people backing me, is just so crazy, and it's absolutely amazing. It's the best feeling in the world, and I hope you guys can feel that with yourselves. and if you're struggling with yourself, I promise you that if you guys try and make an effort for yourself, don't give up on yourself. You know, do not give up on yourself at all. That's really, really, really important. And I know times get hard and things get very, very tough and life gets so hectic sometimes, but you really need to work on yourself at all times and never feel like you're not good enough, because you are good enough. I promise you, you're good enough, and fuck what anyone else has to say about you. It took me a long, long, long time to realize that message, and it took me a long time to start loving myself. So I hope you guys take that from my channel. I really, really, really do. But yeah, other than that, have a great rest of the night or day wherever you guys are. I'll catch you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for being here with me and listening to me. And I know it's been a mess, but I love you guys so much. And thank you for being here for me. And I hope I can be here for you guys as much as you guys are for me. And yeah, I love you guys so much. I just got chills. I love you guys. Bye. Sorry guys, my eyes being wonky. Okay, let's do it. Let's just jump right the fuck in. I'm nervous, but I can do it. I didn't like playing with boys in that way. My fucking camera's about to fucking die again!
I liked boys. I liked fucking cock, okay?
Ever since I left the city